I quiet like this, my gorgeous Aries. I'm going to be completely honest with you. From the beginning of this week, you know how you're gonna feel? You know how you're gonna feel? You're gonna feel like your life is about to bring a whole new meaning to you. Something wonderful is going to happen. There is this really incredible realization which you are going to have, and this realization is going to stem from the fact when you kind of hear something, it's about a specific news, it's about a specific information you're going to become aware of, and that information is going to open your eyes, and it's going to remind you of something that started recently in your life, and it gave you lots of strength, it gave you lots of power, it gives you lots of beautiful and really positive and motivating energy. So you are gonna be reminded as soon as you get that message, news, information, you're gonna be reminded of something that happened to you recently, very recently, not that long ago, something that gave you strength, something that gave you confidence, something that gave you power. And this in itself, it's really a lot to do with something personal that you decided to do, that you started doing, whether this is something to do with like your own spirituality, or it's to do with something that you became so interested in. This is something that you must not ignore whatsoever, because at the same time, you know, it's not only about that news, it's not only about that information, it's not only about that message, it's not only about the way this made you feel, but it's also going to be a rather obvious direction here that you must jump in. You need to follow, you need to tap in immediately. In fact, you just need to really take this very seriously, because there is a specific reason, there is a reason for it, why you're becoming aware of it, why you're thinking about it, why did it make you feel that way, you know, to start with, and let alone where this direction in life it's actually going to take you. Absolutely brilliant. You need to understand that by you like kind of considering this direction, because this in itself is clearly showing you the actual direction. By you considering this direction, you're already doing the right thing. You need to understand that the one stage and one specific era of your life has come to an end, and as soon as you start considering this direction very seriously, another stage, another era, new page of your life, it's about to begin. You are going to be, at the same time, you're going to be taken out of something very dark and negative that has been slowing you, my gorgeous Erini, right now for a while. Absolutely brilliant and very important indeed. What you also going to need to remember is that you're going to need to set the boundaries. You're going to need to be extremely honest with yourself, and you're also going to need to set the certain boundaries. This is like ever so important at this stage of your life. And also, my gorgeous Erini, something really remarkable is going to happen right at the beginning of this week also. It's to do with a victory. It's to do with recognition. Something that means to you so much. It's about to come true. Something that you have been waiting for. This is to do with something really specific which you have been waiting for. All I can say to you, it's like a green light indeed. So there is gonna be like this a victorious moment that you're gonna have, this really powerful moment, powerful achievement, and powerful recognition as well. This is gonna be so important because, as I said, you've been waiting for this for a while. So this is to do with, on one hand, something that you have been working on for quite a while, something that you've put so much of your precious energy towards, but it's also like kind of a lot to do with the justice, especially when it comes to karmic justice. this, indeed. And also you are really kind of gonna be wondering about something, what the next step is going to be when it comes to that particular recognition and achievement that you are going to have. And it's worth to mention that you are gonna find yourself at such an interesting place and at such an interesting time, and you are gonna be able to connect to the conversation that you are going to overhear at that moment in time. So you are kind of gonna find yourself within that conversation, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is crazy. They're talking about a problem or issue or something that I'm having on my mind. This is mental. I'm just gonna listen to what they're gonna say, and what they're gonna say, it's going to give you the answer, okay? And out of that you will know what the next step, next stage of this is actually going to be. Very, very important indeed. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Erini, do you know what? I will say something to you. When it comes to the midweek, you are gonna come across like something very interesting. You are gonna kind of see something which is really going to inspire you. It's to do with the potential growth, but it's also to do with you kind of being so inspired by it that your spirit is really going to be rising. In fact, the next 21 days after that moment in time are gonna be so busy in your life, and there are gonna be a lot about this particular thing that's actually going to inspire you. How I can describe this, it's like a birth of creation. It's not only about potential growth, but it's about the actual birth of some kind of creation gonna happen here. And you are gonna go well into this focus, and you're gonna realize, you know, it's like a hard work, and there is kind of gonna be problem when it comes to this. There is something that you're gonna run into, one problem which is really gonna kind of be bothering you, because you're not going to be kind of understand how you can incorporate this into your life and how you're going to do this. There is a problem that you're going to run into when it comes to that birth of that creation, but you must not allow this to take the better of you, if you know what I mean, because surely after that moment in time you are going to go into a bit of a hermit moment. And the hermit moment, you know, is what you want, it's what you need, because at this moment in time you're going to dive very, very deep into some kind of dimension here which you are gonna find extremely enlightening, and it's literally gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you, not the actual answer to your problem, but it's more about your own bravery when it comes to like your understanding that you are gonna need to go through something that you don't want to go until you get to the other side of this thing. So this is why this is gonna be so important at the moment. It's not about how exactly you're gonna do it, but it's more about you being brave enough to kind of step into it, if you know what I mean. So this is why this is gonna be so important indeed. And I also, my gorgeous Erini, what else I was going to say to you, at around the midweek, you're also going to have a very kind of intense situation when it comes to you seeing some kind of a plant and some kind of a herb. And this is going to be like a normal plant, normal herb, nothing. It's going to be like kind of so unusual how this herb or plant is going to look like, but it's going to grab your attention. And for some reason, you're going to find something so fascinating and so beautiful and so gorgeous about it anyway. This plant or a herb is going to be ridiculously attractive to you, for example. And this is to do with you needing to understand that as soon as you go and check the properties of this plant or a herb that you're going to feel so connected to it around the midweek, you need to understand that one of the main properties is going to be what you are suffering of at this moment in time. So this is going to be a sign, an indication that you do need to take and consume this herb or plant, for example, because it is going to heal a really specific illness or some kind of ailment that you have been suffering from for a while. So this is most certainly something that you should not avoid indeed, okay? And also when it comes to the midweek, you really need to, maybe you're gonna feel, not that you need to, but you do need to, but you're also gonna feel like you need to kind of fix a relationship relationship in between somebody else. You're gonna suddenly, it's a nice person in your life, it's a gorgeous person in your life, but either there was some kind of communication breakdown, or either, you know, your lives have taken you, you know, towards the different direction. And the people who are meant to be together, people who love each other, not necessarily Mr. Lover thing, but in general, you know, people are always like kind of going to reconnect with each other, you know. And sometimes people don't see each other for many years, and when they see each other after that moment in time, things are like always the same. With really specific people in our life, it really is like this. No matter how much we change, we are always going to stay on the same level with them. You see what I mean? So this particular person is somebody in your life, somebody nice, and now suddenly you're going to be reminded of that person, and this is going to be a sign that you need to reconnect with that person, my gorgeous Erini. And that person, it's also, once you kind of reconnect with that person is going to tell you something really interesting, some kind of you know, information that very soon you will be able to successfully apply onto your life. But at this moment, you just are going to find this kind of ridiculous, okay? And also, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Erini, something really unusual is going to happen. It's really going to surprise you. Something very unusual is going to happen. Something is going to surprise you. And it's more about like you kind of realizing that something really kind of negative and, you know, something kind of really bad, you know, is slowly but surely coming to an end. It did not come to an end completely, but slowly but surely something bad and something negative, it's going to come to an end. You know, it's coming slowly to an end. And this in itself, it's really kind of going to make you aware of the process of some kind of changes starting here. And at the same time, it's not only about that, but it's more about you having a green light now with this. So on one hand, you're going to find out that something bad is slowly but surely, something negative is coming to an end. Something that was preventing you from making a certain step, from preventing you from making a certain move here. So you're going to be very happy because you're going to be able to do something which you wanted to do for absolute ages. Okay, and it is still a brave move to make. It's still a bold move to make. But now you will know that you're going to be absolutely fine, my gorgeous Erini. And on top of all that, not only that this is going to be great and successful, positive experience, positive outcome, but on top of all that, you are doing something really wise here. You are doing something really sacred here. You are being sacredly guided at the same time, but at the same time, you're doing the right thing when it comes to your development in general. This is to do with your life in general. This is to do with the next step in general. This is to do with you, ascending onto the next level of your life and making the right step, organic step. Like, what would be the next step at this stage of your life? What would you like to achieve? Where would you like to go? What would you like your life to be in 1 year now? You know what I mean? Because this has a lot to do with the success that you are going to have in as little as a 1 year time. This is going to bring like a tremendous change into your life in the best possible way. Just remember, you're healing and you're ascending onto the next level of your spiritual journey. You are going to be thinking about one specific goal so intensely, one specific goal, okay? And that particular specific goal that you're going to be thinking about, it's already going to be like kind of you know, it's gonna be bring certain changes into your life at around April 2024, because at around April 2024 you are gonna be able to make another ridiculously big, huge, massive, enormous decision that you have been contemplating about for so long. And this is gonna lead you to that remarkable stage and the remarkable point of your life. Like, oh my God, my gorgeous Erini. Okay, my gorgeous Erini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.